Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Rachel Lindsay's back. That's right. She says she's going to be watching Golden Bachelor. We're going to hear what she has to say. Plus, she gives advice. She gives credit to Chris Harrison, former Bachelor host Chris Harrison, for advice he gave her on how to pursue her hosting career. His advice was warning her not to do Dancing with the Stars. Of course, Charity Lawson is set to start Dancing with the Stars in a few weeks. So we're going to have exactly what Rachel Lindsay said. Let's jump into it right now.
Batch World. You've only been watching my season.
I've only been watching your season, but because I've been watching your season, I'm more in with Batch than before. It's like I'm kind of looking forward to the Golden Bachelor.
I'm going to watch it too, actually.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll talk about it.
You know what I mean? I want to see what happens when you put old people in the fantasy suite.
There's nothing like it.
You know, like they're decrepit. You know,
well,
they're like
don't do that. Don't be an ageist.
I'm not being ageist.
Decrepit is a negative.
Not decrepit. Okay, first.
I think the proper thing would be to say, as you age, your bones become less dense. I think that's what he was trying to say.
Well, I shouldn't have said that, but they need KY, and so I want to see if I'm just being
you
for
just
real.
said it so much, but they need KY.
Well, I'm just saying it's a different thing. Like he probably can't. He's not the same as he was.
And he might not do that. Not everybody has sex in the fantasy suite.
Yeah, that's not what
and they say, not as good as I was, but as good once as I ever was. And we don't know what old Gary Turner's got packing, but surely he'll use whatever tools he has at his disposal to find love, as it were.
you said before. So it's different now. You know what I mean? So he's not. I want to see if there are any limitations to what I've seen on Batch with what they're able to do.
So you're only looking forward to the fantasy suite.
Not the fantasy suite. Like, okay, so for example, when it's like Batch and people are, doing horseback riding and stuff like that. What if somebody were to fall off the horse? I mean, it's like really different now.
I mean, he's got a point. Like, are we going to see the Hooju where they run into Gary and then jump in his arm? I mean, maybe not. I mean, my mom's in her 60s. I haven't seen in recent years or ever actually, my mom run into my stepdad's hands and jump onto him. He'd probably blow a knee out. No offense to her. He's got a bad, he's.
They have to change the show.
Sure, a little bit.
Are they going to go like bumper bowling or what's going to happen on I want to see it, right? But then also, I was seeing, Batch in Paradise. They've been showing commercials for Batch in Paradise. You know what I mean? And I've been just looking at different things in Batch, and I was Batch people doing different stuff, and I was like, I went back and looked at the stuff that you did following Batch. I just felt like maybe they played you. Maybe.
What did I do? Who did you see doing something different from what I did following Batch?
I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to be unfair to people because some of these people are very nice people.
Give me one.
Were you ever on Dancing with the Stars?
I chose not to.
Oh, so they brought it up
fun
towards
fact.
you. Okay. By the way, this is not a diss because I like all of that, but I see stuff.
I love them so much more in person. This is why podcasting has to be in person. You just get to this is the it's the difference between I don't need to make it's like a Zoom podcast is like phone sex. An in-person podcast is the real deal, baby.
Stuff now, and I see, Batch could be a real, and I'm like, did they give Rachel these same opportunities?
So,
maybe I was wrong.
Fun fact, Chris Harrison actually said to me, if you want a job in the industry, media, you should probably not do Dancing with the Stars because you don't want people to just see you as a reality star doing another reality TV show.
Right.
You did Bachelor, you did Bachelorette, now you'll be going Dancing with the Stars. And I actually thought that was really good advice, and I think he was right. I don't know. I mean, we'll never know, but if Rachel did Dancing with the Stars, she would have continued to absorb new audience, which would build an equity, which would make her valuable to other places. I don't know if I believe that, but what we do know is she didn't do Dancing with the Stars, and because of that, she or in spite of that, did get a hosting job. Now, as I covered the other day, Dancing with the Stars is actually a Writers Guild associated show. So there are members from the Writers Guild
like a writer, Matt Walsh, and then Screen Actors Guild actors like Allison Hannigan, remember her? Where's the flute? You know what I mean? American Pie. And Mira Sorvino. So there is striking happening, trying to encourage people not to cross the picket line. Of course, I encourage Charity Lawson not to cross the picket line, not because she's a member of SAG or of WGA, but because it would just be the good thing to do, in my opinion, for the greater negotiating power of the unions. But some people say, well, then don't blow this opportunity. And I guess that's the problem with like free will and the capitalistic society we have, is everyone's out for themselves when the greater good could use the help of people to voice their opinions, to, pressure studios to do the right thing. That's a separate story. But either way, I mean, it's a big deal for Rachel. I mean, you're turning down $100,000 cash, but of course it led to other opportunities.
See people who do all three of those and then are able to, because most people who come on this show want to be a host. Not who come on, but afterwards I get a lot of messages like, hey, I want to host. Hey, I want to do this. But if you keep going on reality shows, that's all that they'll see you as. Why are you looking at me like that?
What was the nature of your relationship with Soup Kitchen? Was this some kind of weird Yoda, Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan,
No.
Luke Skywalker, mentor, mentee? Were you guys in a situation? Was he like, wait a minute.
Let's not paint it for something it was.
So he calls Chris Harrison Soup Kitchen for no reason, as far as I know. That's just his nickname. And he's trying to what's Van's really good at here, not to pod-splain to you guys, he's really good at trying to goat Rachel into certain opinions or sides. And of course, she's going to say, no, he is not my friend.
Was
Soup Kitchen your mentor?
No. Far from it.
What the fuck is going on?
Far from it.
But he did give you advice you liked. So sometimes a broken clock's still right twice a day, unless you're on military time, and that's another topic.
But I asked, as I was coming off the show.
You asked Soup Kitchen for advice?
I asked Mike Fleiss. I asked Chris Harrison. He was a host. And
you ain't leaving shit out.
And I asked, I thought I said this before.
Soup Kitchen was your friend.
Not friend, but definitely somebody I felt like I could ask a question to. It wasn't always bad, which is why he came on extra to do that interview. It wasn't always contentious. We weren't close, but like we were cool. And I've never said that we weren't. But I wasn't one of his favorites, and I wasn't somebody that he hung out with several contestants and leads, and I was not one of them. But yeah, he told me that I shouldn't do that. And I actually think that was great advice. So I didn't want to do Dancing with the Stars. No shade to anyone who did. I just had a vision of where I wanted to go. Okay,
well, that makes a lot of sense. And maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was in my feelings. I
love that though.
I was drinking when I made that. I was drinking when I made that, because I was thinking they treat Rach badly to me.
They do.
And I was like, why hasn't Rach? I actually went and looked at your Instagram followers and then looked at the Instagram followers of all the other Bachelor contestants.
Oh, yeah. Now that's a thing for real. That's a real thing. I've never had 1 million. Tayshia does.
Woo! Tayshia does. Now, there's clearly, and again, well documented, little bit of a beef that Rachel and Van had with Tayshia, one of which you can go watch, but there was this issue where they didn't feel like she was maybe representing the beliefs that they thought would be helpful to certain causes. I mean, without me getting into it, you can go check. We covered it before, but it does make you wonder, since Tayshia has had more success with social media, do they feel like she played, that she didn't ruffle the feathers that she would have had the privilege of ruffling, whereas someone like Rachel Lindsay really created a path for others. She took the brunt of the issues and of the hate and of racism that existed. She, as the first, black female lead. Fascinating conversation. Always love it when they talk. If anyone can get Rachel to do Driving with Dave, send her a DM. We would love to talk to Rachel or Van for Driving with Dave. It'd be a fantastic conversation, of course. My conversation with Rachel's husband, Brian Abasolo, has become my biggest viewed conversation in Driving with Dave. So would go out of my way to get Rachel Lindsay. What do you need? I'll do anything. Any requests you have. I'll find, what do you need? Boba tea, Starbucks. You can get the venti option with the added, anything you need, Rachel. Anything you need, please. I'll come pick you up. I'll wheel you out. It'll be a fun time. I'll take you to Disney World. Whatever it's going to take. I'll beg. I don't mind. All right. Rachel's back, baby. At least for Golden Bachelor, it's going to be a hit. Golden Bachelor is going to be a hit. I called it from the beginning. We'll have to see how it all plays out. If you want to help me out, join the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. I'm going to have to pay good money to get Rachel on the show. So we're going to need all of your donations. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. Every afternoon, Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit show. I'm going to have other content, Bachelor related, that we didn't get to today. Rachel Recchia just had an exclusive interview. The Bachelor in Paradise trailer and other stuff will be on today's Bachelor Rush Hour. So click the link to go listen to that. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.